Hi friends, I'm going to explain what is continuous delivery. I recommend to go through my other video which is continuous integration to better understand this. So let us jump into the continuous delivery. So let us understand what is deployment process. Assume that you are working in the Agile model and like 10-20 different teams are working on various modules and various code bases. So they are integrating their code. After integration, you will need to deliver your application to the various teams like QA, staging, or production. Staging is nothing but your pre-prod. So to do that, your operation team need to spend a lot of time to prepare your delivery based on the instruction given by the development team, and also they need to understand the configurations, how the packages need to be prepared for deploying to the various servers. Apart from this, they also need to set up a lot of environments, plus they also need to spin up a lot of servers based on your application load. They also need to see if the load balancer is required, if any clusters are required, and any backup, archival, all those things they need to take care, and they need to spin up the number of servers according to the requirement. So they're already fed up with a lot of work, and that will take plenty of time to build your environment based on the instructions given by the development team. In parallel to that, they also need to maintain the infrastructure and keep ready that infrastructure required for your application deployment. So this whole process will take plenty of time, and this is a repeatable process as you are working in the Agile model. So every 2 weeks you will be delivering something to the operations team, and they have to build those environments, and they also need to check the updates of those servers, and sometimes you may be upgrading your frameworks for your development of the code. Then those frameworks also need to be updated accordingly in those number of servers. So assume that your application have thousands of concurrent users, and then probably 20-30 minimum servers need to be set up for your application by the operations team. So this whole maintenance and operations will become headache, and moreover delivering and keeping ready for every 2 weeks and engaging with the development team will become big hurdle. That's where the deployment continuous deployment process will come into the picture. Let us see what is that. Continuous delivery is a software engineering approach in which teams produce software in short cycles, ensuring that the software can be reliably released at any time. So it is just an approach which teams produce the software in short cycles like 2 or 3 weeks, ensuring that the software can be readily released at any time. So coming to that, I mentioned already the continuous integration in my other video. Please go through that. After this continuous integration process, then this particular build will be moved to the QA team. That means first it will move to the ops team. Ops team will keep your infrastructure ready. So what they will do? They will usually need to create the environments based on the instructions and configuration provided by the development team, and they need to deploy those packages to the respective servers. It could be staging, QA, or production. So they can also configure your automation piece. If in case if you have written any code on the automation side, they can also configure as soon as it is deployed. They can trigger that automation piece so that it will make sure that all the functionality is working fine. At the same time, even manual testers can pick that build and then continuously test that particular application. So if this process is automated, then continuous delivery will be easy process for the ops team, and it doesn't take a lot of time, and it will help to release the application in the short cycles. So let us see how it is being automated. So as soon as the build is successful, unit test and UA test are successful, Jenkins will trigger the Ansible script. Ansible script will help you to spin up the servers dynamically, and this can be written by the ops team. So ops team will understand the server requirement, and they will accordingly push all the configuration information into the Ansible script. So Jenkins will first trigger the Ansible. Ansible will read all the configurations and instructions provided by the development team, and then it will spin up the number of servers required and the environments required for that particular requirement. Assume that there is an update in this particular release in terms of the software or the Nginx server or IIS server, then it can also be fed in the configuration, so that Ansible will pick that and it will take the latest version of that particular server. It will take care of the upgrading that particular server configuration. So it will also check for the instructions to pick up the packages from the build system which are successful. It could be the executable or it could be the packages or jars. So those will be taken and then it will be deploying to the servers required. At this stage, assume that it is going to be moved to the QA first. So as soon as it is moved to the QA, it will send back that it is successful to the Jenkins. So Jenkins then trigger the automation testing which is already written by the automation team. So if it triggers and it will see whether all the test cases are executed and they are successful, then it will send the result. At this point of time, even the manual testing team will start testing the complete application and it will send the result back. Then it can be moved to the UAT missions, pre-prod missions, so that the final checks can happen by the customer or the product team or and also the manual testing team. Once these are successful, so that will be sent to the Jenkins. So here ops team can configure the manual trigger to the production rather than the automated trigger. So this is the main difference between continuous delivery and continuous deployment. So continuous delivery is the manual trigger to the production, whereas continuous deployment is the automated trigger. As soon as these results are posted back and it is successful, then Jenkins can trigger automatically to the production. That's going to be a continuous deployment. But continuous delivery is recommended for moving to the production. But if you have smaller release or small piece of fix work, then you can also configure the continuous deployment there, which is automated trigger. So by automating all these processes, the ops team job is simplified and it is going to be faster. During the explanation, you might have felt a lot of processes are involved, but once the automation script and automation is in place, that is going to be the minutes of work. Like as soon as it is triggered, then automatically Jenkins will pick up that and it will trigger the Ansible job, and it will take maybe 15-20 minutes to spin up all the required servers and configurations. And then in case if there are upgrades, it may take a little more time. Then it will make all the servers ready automatically, and then it will also deploy the application required to the respective servers. So it will just take a couple of hours job to complete this whole process, so which will really help to deliver the applications in shorter cycles. So let us see what are the continuous delivery principles. Have continuation integration in place. Definitely you must need to have the continuous integration to go with the continuous delivery. Treat infrastructure as a code. Manual creation of the infrastructure is not at all recommended for the continuous delivery process. Automate the environment creation process, automate the release process. Releasing should be on demand. Every stakeholder should have access to the result of the final deployment. So continuous delivery benefits: releasing hurdle is simplified and it takes less effort as it is automated. Release is reliable and repeatable. Definitely it can be repeatable as it is faster and easy to do that. Release can happen more frequently, faster delivery and lower cost. So only you have to invest on the automation, that is one-time investment. Later it will be faster and easy mechanism. Thanks for watching my video.